So I have thought about, are you interested in buying me out?
Well, wait a second. What about us? What about you living on the property? What about you and me?
I mean, I don't think we even exist in the same universe anymore. Like, I think you're awesome. And whenever we talk, I still feel that, like, you've got this little hook in me or whatever, but I've been so happy that I don't foresee a long-term thing for us.
We haven't really talked about our relationship.
Janelle has had it with Kody, and it's so obvious it's almost comical. Seriously, it's like watching a train wreck, but you can't look away because it's hilarious. Kody's all like, neither of us want to end this, and Janelle's response, done. She's basically saying their marriage is as good as over, and now they're just sorting through the logistics of splitting up their stuff. Meanwhile, Kody's still living in a fantasy world where reconciliation is possible, but he's the only one holding on to that pipe dream. And then Kody has the audacity to claim he's trying to fix things for the kids. Really? The kids are all grown. He could have relationships with them without being married to their mother. In fact, it might be easier now that they're adults, but sure, let's pretend this is all about the kids and not him trying to save face. I'm waiting for the moment when the "I'm doing this for the kids" excuse becomes the new "I never loved them" line. Oh, and about the whole buying Janelle out of their property thing? Yeah, he can't be forced to do it. She can ask, but it's not about losing money. It's about him holding onto whatever he can to keep up his image. But here's the real kicker. Kody admits it would be fair for Janelle to have some power in their relationship, but guess what? He doesn't want that. At least he's honest about his selfishness, even if it's just enough for him to realize that it's his attitude that's toxic to the relationships around him. At the end of the day, Kody's biggest concern isn't fixing his relationships or taking responsibility for his actions. Oh no, it's that he doesn't want to look bad. He couldn't care less that he's the one who screwed things up. He just doesn't want to come off as an asshole. But spoiler alert, he very much is. This guy, he talks out of both sides of his mouth constantly. How do you even deal with someone like that? And let's talk about power in relationships for a second. If that even comes up, I'm automatically suspicious. Kody's idea of what a healthy family dynamic should look like, completely messed up. It's like, dude, if you just acted with some respect, apologized for the damage you've caused, and stopped being a raging narcissist, maybe, just maybe, things would improve. Also, newsflash, you don't have to be married to your kid's mom to have a relationship with them. You'd think someone who's so deep in the manosphere would at least grasp that basic concept, but apparently he hasn't even heard of it. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Kody's reaction to Christine's departure, compared to his treatment of Janelle, is downright baffling. Janelle has always been vocal about not wanting to be part of Robyn's inner circle, and her actions clearly reflected that from the start. So why is Kody so angry at Christine, but not Janelle? It doesn't add up. He's been downright cruel to Christine, yet he'll side with Janelle, even in front of Robyn. Especially when it comes to the whole MSWC fiasco. He seems to tolerate Janelle, but loathes Christine. It's almost like he's only upset with Janelle because she's hanging out with Christine. Here's my theory. Kody's still trying to get Janelle back. He's probably holding back a bit, thinking that maybe, just maybe, she'll change her mind and come back with a big old pile of money for him. Janelle's already said they've taken time apart before, so maybe Kody's secretly hoping she'll return to the fold. Who knows, right? And don't even get me started on Robyn. She's been fueling Kody's anger toward Christine more than she ever did toward Janelle. If the show continues, there's a chance we might see Kody blow up on Janelle too. But let's hope he and Robyn have enough decency to leave her in peace. I wouldn't count on it though. Christine, on the other hand, had Kody's number. She finessed that narcissistic mess of a man. She gave him nothing, no emotional reaction to his tantrums, no validation for his antics. She set firm boundaries and stuck to them. Therapy helped her put distance between herself and him, and in the process, she showed the other wives what was possible. Kody, being as delusional as ever, seems to think Janelle is just following Christine's lead. Maybe because the kids are backing Christine. But Kody can't accept that he's the one who pushed everyone away. Christine's straightforwardness and decisiveness made her the target of his fury. Meanwhile, Janelle tiptoes around him and avoids confrontation, which, I'll admit, makes her more palatable to his fragile ego. To Kody, Christine leaving was the domino effect. He probably doesn't believe Janelle would have considered leaving if Christine hadn't gone first. He's always hated Christine, and when she started standing up for herself, that only intensified. He blames her for setting the whole thing in motion, but what he won't admit is that he's the one who started knocking the dominoes down in the first place. And as for Kody saying he never loved Meri, total. But when he says he never loved Christine, I actually believe him. I think he married her to boost his status in their church. He's the quintessential extroverted narcissist, while Christine, though a bit awkward socially, has a genuinely kind heart. She builds real, non-transactional relationships. Kody hates her for stealing his spotlight and taking up space he thinks belongs to him. He's incredibly jealous that people actually like her, and he despises that she holds him accountable when the other wives just eat up his nonsense. I wouldn't be surprised if he got some sick satisfaction from belittling her with things like the nacho story or throwing in her face that he wasn't attracted to her. Classic Kody move. In a recent confessional, Kody somehow managed to claim that Janelle was the one who told Christine that he wasn't attracted to her. According to Kody, this revelation came out during an emotional moment when he was packing up his things from Christine's house. He insists it was a private conversation, one that was never meant to reach Christine's ears. But hold on, let's back up here. Even on the show, Kody has dropped the "not attracted" line multiple times. Remember the whole nacho incident, where he made it clear that his feelings were far from flattering? Seems like the private conversation wasn't quite so private. And let's not forget Robyn. She hinted at something similar, rambling about how the wives were withholding affection from poor Kody and letting themselves go. Stretch marks and weight gain, apparently, are major offenses in his eyes. It's almost like the problem wasn't them, but him. So it's baffling that he's now trying to pin the blame solely on Janelle. Kody is a master of deflection. He's got a special knack for negging Christine's appearance, Janelle's intelligence, Meri's loyalty. He knows exactly how to poke at each of them and make them feel less than. But now, conveniently, it's all Janelle's fault that Christine heard this. Please, Kody's just avoiding taking any responsibility. And here's the thing, even if Janelle did tell Christine that he wasn't attracted to her, do we really believe these two women didn't talk to each other? Especially at that point in Christine's life. She wasn't even Kody's wife anymore. She was Janelle's best friend. The idea that Christine just sat in the dark and never heard a word about Kody's feelings is ridiculous. But let's be real, none of this is true. Kody's just trying to cover his tracks because, well, he's Kody. Watching back season 10 recently, it's wild to see how much of a different person he was. Too bad that version of him seems to have disappeared. Robyn and Kody are completely delusional. I'm rewatching season 18, and the disparity in how much Robyn's family has compared to everyone else, especially Janelle, is wild. I mean, how can they look Janelle in the face and seriously say they're on the same level? It's laughable. Janelle isn't an idiot, so I'm really not sure why Kody thinks he can get away with all this nonsense. Honestly, I'm just hoping that in season 19, Janelle gets at least a little bit of her money back, or something resembling justice. And while we're on the subject, the reason Kody and Robyn didn't get a rental is classic, because Robyn needed a 6 or 7 bedroom mansion. Yeah, totally reasonable. If Robyn actually wanted to get closer to Coyote Pass, she wouldn't have made it so impossible to start with. Meanwhile, Janelle was actually trying to conserve her resources to pay off Coyote Pass and build the houses she wanted out there. Simple, right? But no, Kody can't plan past his own ego for 2 seconds, so he couldn't fathom why Janelle didn't just pull a mortgage like Robyn and Christine did. I mean, he even tried to push Christine's house onto her when she left. It took Janelle literally explaining mortgages and financing to him like he was an 8-year-old with a middle-aged body. At this point, I'm convinced Kody has the cognitive capacity of a child. Though, to be fair, most 8-year-olds probably have better planning skills. It's beyond frustrating that Janelle's still tied to him through that shared land mess. Kody refuses to acknowledge any of the truth, though. Robyn has this massive house that's literally bursting at the seams with junk she's hoarded, and Kody can't stop complaining about every single thing when Janelle moves into a modest apartment. Then, when she upgraded to a slightly larger place, he still found things to complain about, all while knowing full well he'd never be welcome there. I'm not defending Kody or Robyn at all, but it's been hammered home repeatedly that Janelle just chooses to live a more modest lifestyle. She had a nice house in Flagstaff and downgraded to something cheaper. Then, she buys an AV site unseen, while Savannah's still in school, by the way. These decisions are clearly Janelle's, and she said Kody gets mad when she doesn't choose nicer things. At the end of the day, though, I kind of blame Janelle for not standing up for herself and her kids more. Christine advocated for herself, bought a house with the family money, and didn't let Kody steamroll her. Why didn't Janelle do that? It's frustrating to watch. So, Kody accidentally reveals his hand in Season 16, Episode 7. If you've been binging the show like I have, you know this is the golden moment when he practically admits the coronavirus rules are all about protecting Robyn. In his confessional, Kody's all serious, talking about how Christine's mad at him for truly getting sick and nearly dying while the wives were on vacation. He goes on and on about how he can't bend the rules, because if a child in the family died, he'd be in a world of trouble. Christine would hate him, and a divorce would be imminent. Now, here's the thing that struck me. Kody's not talking about any of his celestial marriages, which, we know, are eternal, and thus, can't really end in divorce. Whoa, right? No, he's only legally married to Robyn. So when he's talking about divorce, he's talking about her. And that, my friends, is a major slip-up. What he's really saying is that these coronavirus rules aren't for the health of the entire family. They're specifically to protect Robyn's kids and his marriage to Robyn. I mean, Robyn's been obsessing about her kids' health, Solomon's RSV, her own pneumonia. Basically, every time she's on screen, she's making sure we know how much higher her family's risk is. And honestly, I bet she's been drilling Kody with this behind closed doors too. Whether she came up with the whole family bubble idea herself, or he came up with it to calm her down, one thing's clear: those rules, they're not about the family as a whole. They're about Robyn and her comfort. And honestly, Kody's slip-up in the confessional really just connects all the dots. Oh, and don't even get me started on when Kody comes back from the funeral and tries to explain how he attempted to social distance, but, you know, it's hard at a funeral. Yeah, okay, Kody. He says he hopes Robyn lets him back home after that whole ordeal. But here's the thing, if it wasn't up to Robyn, why would he even have to ask? It's like he's just acknowledging, out loud, that whatever he says, it's really Robyn who has the final say. And if you thought that was bad, just wait. Kody even tried to take a rapid test to prove he's coronavirus-free so he could go back home. Because that's totally something you'd do for the whole family, right? Except when they threw their youngest daughter's birthday party, everyone had to test before attending. But, plot twist, they didn't even bother testing themselves beforehand. I mean, they only tested after the party when they were exposed by the nanny. And Kody? He openly admits they had no idea what they were doing because it was their first time testing. Nice. So yeah, it's pretty clear. The rules were all about Robyn, her comfort, her kids, her safety. The rest of the family, well, they can fend for themselves. So Robyn's kids, yeah, they're related to Christine's. Surprise! If you missed it, Gwen casually confirms on TikTok in a clip from her Patreon. Because why not, that Christine's first cousin, David Jessup, Robyn's first husband, is actually, well, Christine's first cousin. Yep, that means Robyn's kids from her first marriage are blood-related to Christine's kids. How delightful! So Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna? Their first cousins once removed to Christine's crew, Aspine, Peyton, Isabel, Mykelti, Truly, and Gwendolyn. Turns out, Christine and David shared some grandparents. Who knew, right? And the real kicker, why has this never come up before? I mean, it's not like they're hiding a huge family secret here. But honestly, people who grow up in those cults, it's like they're all connected by blood anyway. It's probably why Kody was so readily accepted when he joined, despite being a young man, usually not the prime candidate. But hey, they needed fresh blood. But here's the thing, it has been mentioned before. I've always believed this is the reason Robyn's been so hell-bent on painting Christine as this horrible sister wife. I mean, come on, she's clearly the unreliable narrator of the story. Robyn knows exactly what she did to her ex, and she probably figures Christine's heard at least a little bit of that juicy family gossip by now. Christine giving her property to Janelle? That would have made too much sense, wouldn't it? But no, instead, she handed it over to Kody, because of course, when you're splitting up your life and assets, the one person you should favor is the guy who's already got everything. How fair is that? Christine essentially split her assets down the middle. The proceeds from the house sale matched the equity in the land at CP. If she truly wanted to be fair, which honestly, who would want to be, it should have gone to the family, not just Kody. But no, why not make the same old mistake and feed the fire that keeps Kody's ego nice and well-fed? Now, why didn't she give the land to Janelle and tell Kody, hey, I gave half of it back to the family? Oh, simple, because that would have been a sane, logical move, and clearly that was never on the agenda. Kody has certainly had some lucky breaks, huh? Especially when you consider the Meri situation. I honestly wish Meri had just taken him to the cleaners in divorce court. It would have been a beautiful spectacle. As for the CP land, if we're playing along with this charming plural family act, then Christine didn't technically own the land in a way that gave her the final say. The land was always part of the family, so removing herself was just about the most practical move she could make. If you look at the legal paperwork, Kody, Janelle, and Christine's names were on it, and Christine just stepped off. Nice and clean. Let's not forget, Christine was divorcing 4 people, not just one. So no, she didn't have the right to unilaterally decide where the land went. Nice try though. Watching the clips from season 9 of Sister Wives makes me wish I'd started watching this show from the very beginning. I'm eager to dive into the seasons where they move to Flagstaff, and especially the drama when Meri, Janelle, and Christine finally walk away from Kody. Let's talk about the dynamic between Kody and Janelle's kids, particularly Logan. I get that Janelle, Kody, and the other wives, Meri, Robyn, and Christine, wanted a helping hand around the house. Sure, each kid should have age-appropriate chores, but it seemed like Logan was the one shouldering most of the responsibility. He wasn't just doing his share of chores, he was practically doing all the parenting. Waking the kids up, getting them ready for school, cooking for them. While Janelle would rather dive into work than take on her mom duties, and Kody, well, Kody was just being Kody. Whenever all 4 wives would go out, Kody seemed completely lost when it came to handling the kids. He was always begging for help, acting like he had no clue what he was doing. Logan ended up being more of a father figure than an older brother. At one point, one of the younger kids even asked Logan to take her to the father-daughter dance, something Kody also attended. Talk about a reality check. Madison and the other kids helped too, but it always felt like Logan was carrying the bulk of the load. Looking back, I can't help but wonder if Janelle feels guilty or wishes she'd done things differently. Maybe she didn't realize at the time just how much Logan was stepping in. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.